We're live. So it's pretty good, is Facebook. I think we're now live. So
right.
We are live. Good morning, Love Sales, Hate Selling members, followers, watchers. Today I am joined by the one and only, the fabulous Derek Fraser Crosson. Listen, anyone who's got three different, names for their name is cool in my book.
Yeah.
Now, Derek runs a fantastic company called Derek Crosson Hypnotherapy, or Derek Fraser Crosson Hypnotherapy. And what he does, he helps SMEs to supercharge their confidence and to get motivation in what they're doing. So, Derek, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I was lucky enough to witness your presentation at All for One last week. Fantastic, mate. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you for that.
I love it when when someone's speaking and I'm just captivated, and it's good because I'm not speaking. so yeah, absolutely brilliant. And I know that everyone who attended really got a lot of value from that. So Derek, absolutely, I know you're a busy man. What I'd like to do is kick off very quickly. So
yeah, sure.
Let's get this party started. So Derek, even though I've kind of stolen a little bit of your thunder, can you tell the people watching what you do for a business?
Well, yeah, I'm a transformational hypnotherapist. So that relates to helping people really find their inner power and build their confidence to such a great level. I mean, at this particular time in the world, should we say, there's probably a massive lack of confidence, because the way people are portraying it is that, like we're all just waiting to die when the figures get up. And of course, that is not true, but it's that sort of thing takes away people's self-power to know that they can do things to change. So my whole take on this is helping people to discover that inner power, because we all have it.
Yes. Yeah.
We can all be really confident and super confident, but for most cases, we try to conform to certain stages and certain things in life. We don't want to rock the boat,
There's a song in there somewhere, Derek.
There is a song in there. No, I think it goes, "Don't rock the boat, baby," something like that. Yeah.
Oh, he's a singer. He's a singer.
So people don't try to step out of their comfort zone. Now, this is one of the things I talk about with my Supercharged Confidence. People are okay doing what they do. So I get up today, I go to work, I fill the shelves. Yeah, that's fine. That's great. Ask me something else to do. Whoa, I don't think I can do that. But it's only because of their self-belief. And in some cases, their self-esteem is low. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I do with certainly my clients who come to see me is boost their self-esteem, knowing that they can do things to change things. I mean, I wasn't always a hypnotherapist. And if I go over quickly, what made me come to where I am today was when I went to South Africa. My father was out there. He worked for the electricity company. And I came out there just to sort of like on a holiday, but I ended up staying there and working there. And my job was at South African breweries.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that was when I used to say to people, saying it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Yeah. And for me, it was both, because it was exciting. I was at a new country, and you know what you're like when you visit a new country, you're all excited and G'd up and things going great, but you don't notice what's going on around you.
Yes, yes.
You're fixed on this. And I never heard of apartheid. And nobody told you what it was. When I went to South Africa, they don't advertise that it's apartheid there. But it was only when I started to work for South African breweries that they all spoke Afrikaans and they wouldn't speak English to me.
Okay.
Now I'm great at learning languages.
Yeah.
So now I was there as a systems programmer. I was writing computer programs. So how do I write them without communicating to my manager, etc.? And most of the time they refused to speak to me in English. And it was only after I'd learned Afrikaans, I walked into the manager's office and said, if you don't start speaking to me in English, I'm off. Then he turned around in perfect English and he said, thank heavens you've come up to our level now. And that really got to me. That really thought, So that was the first time I discovered discrimination. But the worst part of it was, there was a friend of mine who came from Nigeria. Siati, his name was, a brilliant bloke. Same intelligent as me, same knowledge as me, but he didn't get the same salary as me. He wasn't treated like I was treated.
I mean, it was terrible times. I mean, I grew up watching these images on TV of this country where black people literally were treated like this second citizen, and
exactly.
I was flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted, and you know that doesn't surprise you what you've said.
Yeah. So one of the things, he turned to me once and he said, "It must be lovely being you." And I said to him, "What do you mean by that?" He says, "Well, you're white. You're treated differently. You get all things that I don't get. You're respected." And that really sort of hurt me, as it was, because I said, "Well, why?" I'm being totally naive to what was going on about. And I said, "Well, why can't you get treated like that way?" Well, unfortunately, they'd been treated that way for 60, 70 years, you know.
Generations. And it's really crazy because obviously you'd been through a situation where you felt like the outside of yourself and you were the same colour as the actual people who were making you feel like that.
Exactly,
so,
yeah.
You know, I mean, if they were treating someone who looked like them like that, you can imagine how they were treating, you know, the Africans themselves, the people whose country it was. So did that inspire you to kind of start, you know, going out into the world and helping others? How did that kind of connect?
Yeah, because one of the final horrible things about that was Siati said to me that he had to live in a hostel because he couldn't live in the white areas at the time, because they had this thing called the Group Areas Act where the black people had to live in one particular area, and he basically had to live at a hostel that was full of murderers and thieves and everything else. But actually, he lived in a block of flats just a few doors down from me, but he had to bribe the hostel owner with a crate of whiskey every month to say he lived there. Otherwise, the police would have taken him away.
Good grief.
And I thought, oh my God, this is, you know, horrible. I mean,
good grief, that's terrible.
But as a sort of an outsider, South Africa was a beautiful country. I used to go to the game parks, and one of the sights I always remember is, apart from nearly getting killed by a raging elephant.
Because that happened to me once in a nightclub in Birmingham.
Well, I had a red Datsun car, and apparently elephants don't like the color red.
Oh.
So I was going down the road and I heard this rumble in the trees. Then all of a sudden there's this giant roar and this massive elephant came out in front of me. I thought it's going to charge. Luckily it didn't. But that was one of the main things I remember about it. And also this little, I'd never seen this before, this little ball rolling along the ground. I thought, what the hell is that? And it was a little dung beetle pushing its roll of dung around. It was amazing.
Honestly, I mean, I mean, I've got a few friends, ex-customers who, in fact, one of them goes out to South Africa every single year for 2 to 3 months while he closes his business down.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves it. Beautiful country. I mean, it's just a shame that it was kind of cast with this kind of negative side, this negative connotation. I mean, obviously, it's changed now. So, what led to the hypnotherapy event? So, you came back to the UK.
Well, I decided there and then, once I knew that I wanted to do something better with my life. You know, when you're a systems programmer, you can program one thing, change it for something else. After a while, it just got so boring. I thought to myself, after knowing what I knew there, I wanted to do something with my life that made a difference, that made me feel good, that I could help other people. Now, I didn't know what it was, because I came back, and for, like 20 odd years, I still carried on with the computers. But then I saw this advert for a hypnotherapist,
Okay.
and it was with one of the top people in the country, Adam Eason, his name was, and it was became a clinical hypnotherapist. So I did the course,
Yeah.
and I found that I was great at going into hypnosis, but
Yeah.
great at hypnotizing other people to bring out the benefits for people, to make them more self-aware and build up the confidence. And I loved it. You get those sort of eureka moments where you're talking to them, and then you just think, that's why I'm scared of heights, or that's why I was depressed at that particular time.
And
So
you've got a fantastic voice, Derek. I think, because I'll let you into a secret. In fact, anyone watching, this is a secret about me. I wanted to learn hypnotherapy, and the
wow.
reason that I didn't, it's a little strange. This is how strange the human mind is. I talked myself out of it because I decided I would have been too loud to hypnotize anybody.
Too loud. I don't think so.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm trying to calm someone down. Look into my eyes, and then I burst into. I thought it ain't gonna work. They'll be like, "Yeah, I was almost there, Nigel, but you jolted me awake with one of your chortles." So how long have you been qualified now as a hypnotherapist?
So I've been qualified now for nearly 7 years.
Wow.
So I love what I do. I rent an office in Stratford-on-Avon.
Oh well. No wonder
Yes.
you love what you do. Don't you
Yeah.
you're living all right. You are.
Yeah. So I'm actually just half a mile away from Shakespeare's house.
Oh.
I'm associated with the hospital, so that's where the practice is.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
yeah, I love it there.
And do you help? Obviously, you do confidence, motivation. Do you help with things like stop smoking and those?
Oh yeah, we do all those sort of things. People who are scared of heights, people who have, certainly people who have low self-esteem and don't have enough confidence to do certain things, or people with stress. Stress is a big killer of being confident.
Oh my God!
It affects you so much.
Right now, Derek, I'm actually surprised you haven't cancelled our appointment, because I would have imagined that you'd have had at least 2 or 3 emergency calls come in right now, because as we both spoke about earlier, we're going through this real crazy time right now. And,
yeah, we certainly are.
I imagine there's a lot of stress going around. So, what are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome with the hypnotherapy business?
Yeah, well, I think one of the challenges, although I don't know if it's a challenge, but is keeping true to who you are.
Okay.
Not trying to measure yourself against anyone else. I know there's a lot of, certainly now there's a hell of a lot of lifestyle gurus and coaches and saying, well, you can have this if you do this and this, and it's all so easy to do that. But sometimes
flick a switch and it all comes to you.
Exactly. But sometimes you stray away from what your core values are. And for me, my core values is helping everyone to bring out their inner confidence.
Yeah.
That's what makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And that's what helps with other people. So staying true to that, I think, is very important, because sometimes you can get turned away from that by concentrating on something else. So one of the big challenges, and it's a continuous challenge, is always being true to myself, because I was used to say to myself, right, I want to be the next Tony Robbins or something like that. But I don't want to be the next Tony Robbins. I want to be the next Fraser Crosson.
Boom! That is what I like to hear.
And that is me. And anyone can be that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being inspired by others.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
nothing wrong with looking at someone and how they do things and say, you know something, I like that. I want to do a bit of that. But most certainly, people will know you for you. They're not going to say, oh, that's that guy who's like Tony Robbins. They're going to say, that's Derek Fraser, that is. I tell you what, it's a top banana, it is. Top banana. I'm showing my age, you know. What advice would you give somebody who was looking to start a business right now?
The main piece of advice I would give is always be true to yourself. What makes you unique? What are the qualities that you have that other people don't have? You may start in a business where there's loads of other people about, but they are not you. That quality that's intrinsically you is unique and individual to you. So play up on that quality. Be yourself.
Boom.
Like I'm being myself. I always throw my hands about like that because that's part of me.
Exactly.
If I was like this, it wouldn't be so good.
Yeah.
But because of doing that, because that's me. That's how I am.
I love
so it's stay true to yourself, but also know what your audience is, who you want to contact with, who you want to connect with. What are you actually giving to other people that other people will want?
Yeah.
For me, it's I give off myself because I want to help people being confident. But other people might have other things that they want to do for other people. So you need to find what that is, and don't stray from that path ever.
Yeah.
What made you want to do what you do, always stick with that.
Yeah. Fantastic advice. And you know, a lot of that I definitely second. You know, we are busy, or you know, we can watch people busy chasing the latest shiny ball, or if you just do this one thing, you can retire at the age of whatever, or try this new thing. And the reality is, if you're doing something which works and it works for you, and it's at your pace and it fits within your values, don't reinvent the wheel. Because all you're doing is you're setting up a headache for later on down the line when you're having conflict between, oh, I don't really want to do that. But fantastic. But before we go any further, Derek, we haven't had much comments come in. I think everyone's quiet today. This is what I mean with a general moroseness around at the moment, where people are a little bit. But I'll tell you what we didn't do. We didn't do our pose. So we've got to do a pose because Facebook likes a pose, and it's also good for my YouTube thumbnail. So after 3, I want you to give me your best Derek Fraser Crosson 007 pose. After 3, 1, 2, 3.
I thought that was quite enigmatic, actually. You know.
Right. When we finish, Derek, when you get 5 minutes this afternoon, whatever, can you come back to the video? I want you to drop all of your links on here, your website, your LinkedIn. If you've got any free information which can help people, free ebooks, whatever, drop it all into the comments, and then those people who are watching on replay can make sure that they can get a copy of that. And anybody who's watching on replay, if you do hashtag replay, there will be a special prize from me. So you got to do hashtag replay, and you will get a special prize from me. And I can tell when you've done the replay because it comes up with the time that you've done it. So don't get putting it in the comments thinking, no. Watch the video, then do hashtag replay, and then if you've done it, you'll get special prize.
I want a prize.
From Mr. Nigel. Derek, is there, just wrap up, is there anything that anyone, the followers, the Love Sounds Housing group, the members, is there anything that we can do to help you right now?
Well, yeah, I've got a program at the moment, which is my 10 steps to supercharge confidence.
Yeah.
And it's basically taking people to get that extra boost, to build up their confidence and supercharge, to be as confident and as dedicated as me. So if they get in touch with me for that, I can certainly help them to boost every area of their life.
And do you have a landing page for that? Would that be one of the links that you give us?
Yeah, that will be one of the links I put in there, and they can go in and see that there.
Fantastic. So guys, you heard that. Derek has got these 10 effective methods to supercharge your confidence. And you can get in touch with him about that if that is something that you're looking for right now. So thank you so much for joining us, Derek. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you've got any questions for Derek, feel free to get in touch with him. He's going to drop all of these links and so on and so forth into the comments for you. And like I say, if you have watched this on replay and you do hashtag replay, I will send you a special prize from the Love Sales Hate Selling Vault. Oh, right. So that's goodbye from me and goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Don't go anywhere, Derek. You stay there, sir.